Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to this video, and in this video I'm going to be teaching you how to make your very own difficulty chart obby in Roblox so that you could potentially earn some Robux and yeah, make your first Roblox game and get into the world of Roblox Studios. So first things first, we're going to have to make a lobby for difficulty chart obby, of course, because how are we going to start the game if we don't have a lobby? So first things first, we're gonna build our lobby. So I'm gonna make it pretty simple for this tutorial, but you can make it as detailed as you like. So I'm gonna go into avatar and select rig builder and import a block rig. So this is to see how this lobby will look like compared to a player, so that your game will not be too big or too small. Alright, so normally a Roblox game that is a difficulty chart obby has these parts called studded parts, and in order to do this we're going to go right here in trending and select the studded part right here. So now we have the studded part, and now we can rescale it however we want. I'm going to make the base for the lobby that we're making. So later, after that, we're going to want to add some borders around here, right here, and I might just change this to plastic so that it does not look so bad. And I'm gonna make these walls be studded around the obby, and I'm gonna make this wall a little thinner, so like that. All right, and I'm gonna scale this like that. I'm not gonna do much, and then I'm gonna duplicate this and paste it here, and then I'm gonna make an entrance for the obby, and I'm just gonna go like this. Pretty simple, but I mean, just doing it for the tutorial. You can make this however you want, but I'm just gonna do it like this, and then I'm gonna make a small little path outside of the thing going into the obby. All right, so and after that we of course need the sign that is always in these difficulty chart obbies, which say the different difficulties, and this is pretty easy, pretty simple to make. And to make this, we're just gonna want to just gonna scale this down a bit. So we're gonna want to add a base for the tower, and also don't forget to select everything and anchor it. And before I start making the sign, I'm gonna select all of this and press Ctrl G to group it all together, and we're gonna name this log. And now we're gonna make the little sign that says what every stage is. So we're going to add a part right here. I'm gonna make it face this way, and it's gonna be the base for our sign. And after that, I'm going to give it some effects, and I'll be back once I made them. They're pretty simple. Alright, so I'm gonna start building off this tower by opening up the toolbox and adding in another studded part, and I'm going to rotate it accordingly and scale it up a bit. And this is going to be the base for our little sign here, and then I'm going to scale it down on the x-axis and scale it up. So I'm going to add a little neon effect just to add some decoration for the studded tower. So I'm gonna go to materials, and I'm gonna select neon, and later I'm going to duplicate this studded part and paste it over here again. And as you can see, we got this nice little effect. So now we're going to make the actual sign which shows each difficulty. So what we're going to do is we're going to insert a part into our workspace, and I'm going to rotate it so that it matches here. And after that, I'm going to move it so that it fits perfectly. And after that, I'm going to scale it down a bit so that it's more like a sign. And yeah, so let's scale this up and change it to like a gray color, a darker gray color. Okay, so I'm going to press the plus here and I'm going to select surface GUI. And after that, I'm going to add a text label. As you can see, we see a text label over here on our part. And I'm going to go and head over to the text section and go to text and just write whatever text you want for the first stage. And I'm going to write effortless. Later, I'm going to select rich text. This makes the text look better. And I'm going to select text scaled. And this fits the text to fit the part. After that, I'm going to go to the top and select background transparency and set that to 1. So as you can see, we got a nice little text here, and I'm just gonna make it look better by changing and playing around with the colors and fonts. So I'm gonna select the text label again and make the text color 3 white, and maybe change the font to something like Luckiest Guy, which is more cartoony and fits the style of the game. And I'm going to add a value to the offset of something like 15, which is going to center out the text. So as you can see, we got our first text here, and we can make another one by selecting it, duplicating it, and moving up, then changing the color to something more different. For example, a nice green. And I'm going to select this block, select its text label, and again I'm going to select text and write very easy. So that just makes it look much better. And I'm just going to move it up to prevent clipping. And yeah. Alright, so for me, I'm done, and you can add as many stages as you like. And for this tutorial, I'm just gonna add this. You can add as many as you want, so it's pretty simple. And after we do this, let's select this part and add a little border surrounding our text here. So I'm just gonna make it fit the text like so, just to make it look good. And then I'm gonna copy and paste it here. Then I'm gonna duplicate it, and I'm gonna using Control D, that is to duplicate, and then I'm gonna put it right here and up. So now we have a nice little sign that shows every stage for our difficulty chart obby. And don't forget to select everything and click anchor so that it does not fall when we spawn. And then I'm gonna select everything here, and I'm gonna press Control G, and let's name it sign. So let's move it around, and as you can see, wait, let me just add these two parts here as well and move them around. And as you can see, we have our sign here, and to play test we can just press play, and after we spawn we can see that nothing is falling because we anchored and everything is working accordingly. And I just noticed that we have clipping here, and to fix this, what we're gonna do is we're gonna select our lobby and select the part that's clipping, and go to the size and just decrease that by 1. So I'm gonna join again, and I'm gonna see if that fixed it, and it didn't. So So as you can see, so to fix this, we're gonna go to the y-axis on size, and we're gonna just increase it by 1. And now once we play, we see that our problem is fixed, but there are still some problems. So in order to fix this, I could just go to the same part, go to size, and instead of making it 1, we're gonna go 0.01. And let's see if that fixed our problem. And we can see that it did fix the problem, so there's no more problem here. And now we can start building our actual difficulty chart obby. So first things first is I'm gonna go to the base plate over here in the workspace. So I'm gonna just close these all down, and I'm gonna delete it because we don't need it anymore. And I think the sky looks pretty bad, so we can go to the toolbox here and just search up sky, and something like this would look more pleasing and more cartoony, so I think I'll add that. And we're gonna start making the spawns. So I'm gonna delete this dummy here, and to make the spawn, we're gonna head over to part, and we're gonna create a part, and we're gonna make it a white color, and maybe I'm gonna make it a neon so that people know that it's like a checkpoint. So I'm gonna make it neon here. No, not pavement. Neon. Alright, so to make it less glowy, I'm gonna set the transparency to 0.5, and I'm gonna scale it down so that it's more like a checkpoint. So this is where we will first spawn when we play the game. And so first thing we're gonna do is now we're gonna start scripting. So we're gonna go to server script service, and we're gonna press plus and select script, and I'm gonna rename it to something like stage manager, and this is gonna be for our checkpoints. So I'm gonna go here, and I'm gonna delete this line. And so to do this, we're going to first do a game.player added is, and then we're going to do :connect function player. And what this does is it checks if a player joined, and then it gives us back the value player, which is our player. And later, now what we're going to do is we're going to do local leader stats is equal to instance.new folder, and we're going to name the leader stats, and this is going to make the leaderboard for the game. And be sure to make this exactly like I wrote it, or else it will not work. And we're going to do leader stats.parent is equal to player, and this is going to put this folder that we just made into the player. So now let's make our first value, because if we join right now, we'll see that we die, of course, because we don't spawn yet. But we see that there's no value here. So what we're gonna want to do is we're gonna want to create a local stage is equal to instance.new, and now we're gonna make it an integer, so int value, and this is gonna create an int value, and we're going to name this stage, and this is what is going to represent in our leaderboard. So now we're gonna do stage.parent is equal to we're gonna do stage.parent is equal to player. No, we're gonna do stage.parent is equal to leader stats, and we're going to change the stage.value to 1. So now when we spawn, we can see that we have a new value in our leaderboard, which is called stage, and the value is 1. and we can change this to any value we want. So let's just say this. And right now for the video, before we start building our spawn system, I'm going to add a spawn point real quick. So I'm going to go to the toolbox and select spawn point. Spawn point. And I'm just going to add it over here. We're going to delete this after, but it's just for the video so that we don't die all the time. So yeah, I changed the value, and as we can see, the value is 123 million. So as we wrote in our value here, so I'm just going to put that back to 1. And now we're going to and now we're going to make the spawn system. So we're going to select our part here, and we're going to call it 0. We're going to select our part here, and we're going to call it, okay, so we're going to select our part and we're going to call it 1. And this is very important. And if we do not do this, the script will not work. And we're going to add another script to this part, and we're going to delete this first line, and we're going to do local player, local PS is equal to game.get service players. Alright, and after that, we're gonna go to local part is equal to script.parent, and then we're gonna write local part name is equal to script.parent.name, and this gets the name of our part, which is 1. And then we're gonna go local stage number is equal to part name. We're gonna do 2 number. We're gonna do 2 number part name. And what this does is it changes the name of our number, which is actually a string, into an integer, which is basically a number. So that our script could read it. And then we're going to do script.parent.touched :connect function hit. And we're going to do local character is equal to hit.parent, and we're going to do local player is equal to players. We're going to do is equal to PS get player from character, and then we're going to do character. And now we're going to do if stage number minus player dot leader stats dot stage dot value is equal to 1. Then we're gonna do player dot leader stats dot stage dot value is equal to stage number, and this sets the player's stage to the stage number. So now that we do this, if we go ahead and spawn in another one and we set this to 2, and we go here and do play here, so that we spawn in the lobby, and as you can see, we have stage 1, and now if we touch this one, we're in stage 2. So now it works, and it doesn't go back down, so we can't go back to stage 2, and so now it works. So now we're gonna make it so that we can respawn at our checkpoints. So alright, so we made the checkpoints work, and we're gonna make it so that we're gonna make our first little stage, and since this is effortless, we're just gonna make a thin path over here. and that's going to be our first stage, so don't forget to anchor it. And I'm going to make another little base where we'll have our checkpoint over here. So I'm going to go ahead and go here, and I'm going to scale it so that it fits the size. And I'm going to name it, I'm going to do this to 2, and I'm going to anchor this. And I'm also going to, and right now we don't have the spawn system, so we'll just spawn anywhere. So now when we spawn in and we go on our first stage here, we're going to touch this and we are in stage 2. So yeah, so that's working pretty well right now. And let's make the actual checkpoints work. And to do this, we're gonna go to started UI and we're gonna make a local script, and let's call it TP to stage. And yeah, I'm gonna delete this, and then I'm gonna do local player is equal to game get service players. And then we're gonna do local player is equal to game dot players dot local player. And then we're gonna do local player name is equal to player dot name. So after that, we're going to do local current stage is equal to, we're going to do local current stage is equal to player dot leader stats dot stage dot value. So first thing we're going to do is, I forgot to do this, we're going to select all the checkpoints, and we're going to we're going to go to the workspace and make a folder, and we're going to call this checkpoints. And this is to make everything more organized. We're going to store all of our checkpoints in here. And then we're going to go back and we're going to do local current checkpoint is equal to game.workspace.checkpoints. Find first child. And then we're going to do toString current stage. And then we're going to do current stage. So then we're going to go to local checkpoint pause is equal to current checkpoint dot position. And this gets the position of the checkpoint. And after that is we're going to get the X, Y, and Y and Z values, which is local X pause is equal to checkpoint pause dot X, local Y pause is equal to checkpoint pause dot Y, local Z pause is equal to checkpoint pause dot Z. Make a new local teleport pause, and we're gonna do cframe dot new, and we're gonna do X pause, Y pause, and then Z pause. All right, so after we set these positions, we're gonna do local teleport position is equal to cframe.new, X pause, Y pause, and Z pause. And then we're gonna move our player's character to this position, which is player.character.humanoid root part.cframe is equal to teleport position. So now once we play, we will see that our player spawns. One moment. Okay, so there's a problem, and if we ever have a problem like this, we just check the output, and it says that humanoid root part is not part of our character. So let's have a look, and this is a problem. So in order to fix this, we're gonna do wait for child humanoid root part. So that it waits for the thing to actually spawn and doesn't actually find it first thing. So once we do that, we spawn, as we can see on the checkpoint. And now if we touch this checkpoint and we die, we will spawn on this checkpoint. Alright, so you might have noticed that when you spawn in, there's a problem where you get this error. So we might get this problem where when we spawn in, we just start spawning in a random place and nothing works, and yeah, we just get this massive big problem. So in order to fix this, I'm gonna make a new script here, and I'm gonna call it stage storage, and then I'm gonna do game.players.player added connect function player, and then I'm gonna do local stage is equal to instance.new int value. I'm gonna do instance.new int value, and then I'm gonna do stage.parent is equal to player, and then I'm gonna do stage.name is equal to stage, and then I'm gonna do stage.value is equal to player.leader_stats value, and .stage.value, and I'm actually gonna make the name of this stage, I'm gonna call it Phoenix. I'm gonna call it player.name, so that, and then we're gonna do stage.parent is equal to game.replicated storage. And this will store, as we can see when we spawn in. If we spawn in, because we can get this error again, we'll see that we have a value named Phoenix31. It doesn't change, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do while wait 1 do, and we're gonna do this so that it keeps checking for the value of the stage. So basically this will just store a value in the replicated storage that has our name, and basically in the script we could call back to this name, and well, we can see that this doesn't work, so let's just do it right now. So instead of doing player.leader_stats instead of going here and going to this, we're gonna go to game.replicated storage so instead I'm gonna write script I'm gonna do game players all player added connect player function player, and then I'm gonna put this all inside of here, and then I'm gonna do player right like this. So now when we test this in, so there's a small problem, and that is because of the teleport script. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna do +3, or let's just do +10. So now when we play, we spawn in at an offset of 10 so that we don't go through the floor. And now let's test this out and let's see if everything works well. So let's touch this stage, let's die, and now when we respawn, there's no more problems, so we got that fixed. As you can see, let's just try again, and we die, and we respawn again, and we have no problems. So let's just recap the video. And in this video, we made a lobby. We made a sign for our obby. We made checkpoints to know where we are. And we made our first obstacle. And in the next video, I'm going to be teaching you how to make a kill brick and how to make conveyors and more obstacles to make your game more fun. And I'll see you in the next video.